Right, Josh, so the last calculator paper I marked for you, you scored 36, so let's see if you've improved on that. That is correct. That isn't. It's 3188. That's 1392, and that's correct for yours. So you would lose 1 mark for that wrong answer. You should be able to do that. Don't know why you've left that out. Have a look at my clip. M squared, litres, metres, kilograms. Good. 4 marks for that. BFCG, 4 marks for that. Total for the page is 11. Use a pencil, not a pen, when drawing diagrams on your exam paper. That curve isn't as curvy as it should be, and you're not going to be able to rub it out and try again. So for goodness sake, use a pen. So you lose 1 mark. Use a pencil, sorry, not a pen. 99 is correct. 2 marks for that. This is wrong. That's not the formula. The formula is up there. You can't write your own formula. So have a look how I've worked that one out on the video clip. That's right and that's right. Good. Total for the page 8. Okay, so 4 marks there. Now what you've done here is correct, but you haven't answered the question, which is, okay, that's how much it cost her, but which service did she use? So you're going to go back up here now. It's a 12 kilogram parcel. 38.39 is there. So the answer that you have to write down is 10 AM delivery. So you get 1 mark for that. Sorry, 1 mark for working that out, but you don't get the final mark for the answer. Watch my video clip for that. You should be able to answer that. 6 marks to the page. 3675 is correct. 29 and 5 are correct, and 3 each time is correct. It's not doubling each time, it's halving each time. It's dividing by 2. Okay, so it's halving, not doubling. B1, no, 3, 8 for the page. 12 and 4 are correct. It's not 12, it is 8. B is here. There's no X movement. You're just going in, sorry, there's no X movement, you're just going in the Y, the vertical direction. So it's 0, 8. And then for the final one, if it's 12 to there, we know that that distance is another 4, which means that coordinate must be 16. And then in the vertical direction, we know that it's 4 to there, and then we're going up another 12, so that's 16 too. So the final one is 16, 16. So you've got 3 out of the 6 coordinates right. That's good. That you should be able to do after the work we did last week. This is wrong. When you're substituting into the formula, again, we've done a bit of work on this last week. The 3 and the 8 are joined by times, so that's going to be 3 times -1, which is 3 times -1 is -3. Then you've got 2 times 5 is 10, but it's -2, so it's going to be -10. So 2 times -2 times 5 is -10, and then you add those two together and you get -13. That's good. Not many people have got that right, so well done for that. This is wrong though. This is a really common mistake. It isn't adding up that. Okay, if you look at what this column is telling you here, this is telling you that there are 14 patients who each had 2 visitors. So in that column there are 28 visitors. Then you have to work out how many visitors for each other column and add them together. Total for the page 7. That is correct. That is correct. 4 marks for that. Now then, so here you have correctly worked out the angles, and you've correctly worked out, sorry, you correctly found out how many degrees per car, and you've used that to work out the angles. So you've got 3 out of 4 there. You're only missing the mark for actually drawing them. Okay, so if that's just because you didn't have an angle measurer, protractor, you need to go and buy one. 7 for the page. I'm guessing you haven't got an angle measurer because you haven't answered that as well. You also need a ruler to answer the first part. Okay, so the next question, no, the unit used isn't that, because you're working out how many units he's used from the last meter reading to the most recent meter reading. So the number of units used is the difference between those. So you're going to do that, take away that. Before you multiply, you need to turn your 11 pence charge into pounds, because everything else, every other number, is in pounds. So if it was 11 pence, you would write that as 0.11. So 11.25 pence would be 0.1125. You would multiply that, and then that would be the figures that you use. So you haven't done enough there to get any of those marks. Watch how I do it on the video clip. Go on to Jones & Sons site. In the topic area, in foundation, utility bills will be there. Print them off, practice them, watch what I do. You really need to concentrate because they're all slightly different and it's quite a confusing thing to do. But as you can see, it's worth 6 marks, so it's worth, you really need to be able to deal with that. No marks on that page. That is 0.13, that is blue and yellow, that is 0.61, 5 marks there. Watch how I do these on the video clip. You should be able to do those, especially on a calculator. 5 for the page. And again, watch those on the video clip. Okay, so as I said, Josh, last time 36, this time 11, 19, 25, 33, 40, 47, 52. So, big improvement again. We're still not at a grade C. In fact, we're not at a grade D. That is a grade E. But you are only 3 marks off a grade D. 18 marks off a grade C. Now, when you go through that paper, you will see, especially if you watch the video clips, there are lots of marks there that you can pick up pretty quickly and pretty easily. So it's still, heading in the right direction. Well done.